Hey guys, what's up? Wow, we do have an intense day today to bang out all these topics before tomorrow. So, we're going to start with imperialism. So, let's just define that first so you guys all know what I'm talking about. Imperialism is the policy of extending a country's power and influence through diplomacy or military force for economic or political gain, typically economic gain. It specifically resulted in the exploitation of Asian and African resources, subsequently leading to forced conversions of different peoples. European countries were able to do this because, well, the Industrial Revolution, and they had wealth and factories, giving them the ability to control large populations and territories. Wealth allowed them to distribute large armies to different nations, while steamboats and trains gave way for transportation. In addition to this, new innovations in transportation, communications, and medicine made it easier to combat foreign diseases, import and export resources, and make the movement of settlers faster and cheaper. So, as a result of all this advancement in Europe, it became very difficult for the native peoples to defend their homeland, due to the lack of industrialization and their usage of primitive weapons compared to the Europeans. These colonized nations contributed to cheap labor and resources to their mother country, which was either like England, France, Germany, so on and so forth. You know, those European imperialist nations. They were called the mother country, building an empire. Besides this, another driving factor was competition between other European countries. Cue nationalism. Just in case you don't remember the definition, I will be talking about this a lot. Up until World War II, even after that, nationalism is crazy. So nationalism is the belief that your nation is superior to all other nations. The best way to prove superiority is, how else? To build an empire! Through colonization. This also happened on a larger scale, as Europeans as a whole believed in themselves to be superior to, the colonized nations. This was called social Darwinism. It's a theory that individuals, groups, and peoples are subject to the same Darwinian laws of natural selection as plants and animals. It was used to justify political imperialism, racism, and to discourage intervention and reform. The best example of this was in Belgium, where they enforced their rule in colonies, especially Rwanda and in the Congo. King Leopold II was a ruthless, greedy murderer who tortured those who were not making their mother country, Belgium, enough money through the export of rubber and chopped off a lot of people's hands. However, Europe was amassing great profits through this and benefited greatly from the exchange. Nonetheless, nationalism caused these mother nations to argue about who was better. It was like, oh, Britain's better, no, Germany's better, no, Italy, no, me, Prussia, Belgium, all those crazy stuff. So disrupting trade in Africa. This conflict disrupted trade in Africa. Oh, look, my dogs and my cat are at the window together. This prompted Otto von Bismarck to call these countries together and establish rules and boundaries for the Scramble of Africa. This event was called the Berlin Conference, and it can be seen as a formalization of these activities, including the attempt to regulate violent activities perpetuated by the settlers in these colonies. Despite its advantages, it created several its advantages for Europe, not advantages in general. It only had advantages for Europe. Everywhere else was just sad from imperialization. That's not even a word, from imperialism. It created several conflicts in Africa, leading to genocides and political unrest, which still occur today. Well, that is it, guys. Once again, I will be back briefly. Have fun studying.